Hey, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the Sideshow Collectibles Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees figure. Now I must admit I am kind of excited about having this because I now have a Jason Voorhees figure like in 6 scale, so I'm basically on this level. So I think that's kind of cool having a Jason Voorhees like on this level, you know. Now again, I think this is I know there have been like people complaining that it's not really accurate from what I've seen, but from what I've seen so far, I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like it's basically based on Part 3. But anyway, of course, you know this is based on Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th film series, and I actually have like the first 8 movies right here on Blu-ray. Now I've seen all the films like in the Friday the 13th franchise, like all of them, you know. So y'all finna basically go ahead and get into this right now. As you can see, this is the box that contains the Sideshow Collectibles Jason Voorhees figure. I think the artwork is beautiful. Now these were actually released like years ago, but Sideshow Collectibles has restocked this, and the one that I have is the actual standard version because there was like an exclusive version of this figure that came for another weapon that Jason can use. So as you can see, it says Friday the 13th right there, Jason Voorhees 6 scale. Even on the side it has Friday the 13th with blood splattered on it. And even on the back too has an image of Jason right there. It says Jason Voorhees. So there you just slide the top on off. I do kind of like when they're simple like this too, you know. There's not too much involved in it. That's how Jason actually looks on the inside right there. I'm going to take this out. And this was the sleeve thing that was around like Jason Voorhees, like inside the thing. And he has a separate tray too, which has like the accessories and a stand too as well. Now what I want to do first is actually assemble the Sideshow Collectibles Jason Voorhees stand with Friday the 13th stand. So this is how it actually looks. Now I do think it's cool that they have that on there, Friday the 13th, the logo. Hey, that's awesome. And of course you get the U-style stand right here too as well, which you would just like stick in here. Now I do know that these can break on you too if you're not careful. So as you can see, just pushing in. And as you know, this way is like adjustable. You can like raise it up and so on. But like I said, I am very familiar with these actually breaking though, these kind of stands. And now for the Jason Voorhees figure itself. And I do think this is awesome too. As you can see, he has all this plastic on him, which I have to take off. I really am impressed with this. Oh, this is so cool. So this is Jason. So what I do first is actually measure him. So when I measure Jason, he is, looks like he's a little over 12 inches, but he is just 12 inches. This looks like he's just a little over it though, almost 13. So what I do first is talk about the actual likeness to the films that it is portrayed on, the articulation of the figure. Now I must admit, this is a stellar Jason Voorhees figure right here. I think this is really awesome. And this is how he actually looks. Now I do notice that some of the coloring, like in his shirt, like the way Sideshow Collectibles designed his shirt, it's actually like it's the greenish of the shirt looks like it's too dark. Because I know that the shirt itself is actually more bright, and you can tell this is definitely based on Part 3. Because Jason doesn't even have any battle damage scars like on his hockey mask. Well, you know, yeah, basically, yeah. But I think the mask even looks pretty good too as well. That's awesome. You can even see Jason's eyes like on the inside. You can even see the deformity like in him too, like on his head and so on, and his neck right there. I don't want to open the shirt up and nothing. And even the sleeves itself, like where the shirts, it has like a pockets right here, as you can see, like workable pockets. Yeah, you can actually put stuff in these pockets. Even the buttons are nicely designed. And these are his hands too. As you can see, these are his pants. I think the pants are kind of wrong too, if it's actually based on 3. Because Jason's pants on 3, I think, were like a bluish color. It's when he got to the final chapter when they actually got this kind of tone, like brownish. There's even like blood stains on his pants too, right there if you look closely. Even the shoes has like blood and like dirt on it. And these are his hands too, like I mentioned. I really am impressed. I think this is an awesome Jason Voorhees figure. This is awesome. You can see the button right there on Jason's pants underneath too, so I think that's kind of cool, the detail. Now I notice his arms can go up like this. And he does have a bend in the arms, so you can bend Jason's arm. He can kind of split, but not too much because the way the pants are. And he does have a bend in the leg too, like it's kind of tight though, right there in that area. It's like that's kind of tight there. Head can turn left, right. He can. Now you can't really look up. You can't even look down. It's like he can kind of tilt, but not too much. Feet can turn, you know. Hands. So yeah, I think this is an awesome Jason Voorhees figure. And like I said, this was actually released years ago, so I'm glad the Sideshow Collectibles actually had re-released this. This is superb. So you can see Jason's white shirt underneath. I didn't want to bother it too much, but it's actually underneath this. I think these can actually be unbuttoned too, but I don't want to disturb it, you know. And Jason can do an ab crunch too, so you can bend him like that too. I like how you also can see the hump back that he had too as well. This really does look like the Richard Broker version of Jason from Part 3. You can tell it's definitely based on that. I think even the hiking mask is awesome on this. This is superb. Now I want to move on to the accessories that come with the Sideshow Collectibles Jason Voorhees figure. Now the first one I want to talk about is the actual axe that he has. And this is done very well. I like how you can see the blood stain on her. That's awesome. The detail in that is nicely done. And then Jason Voorhees also has his machete too as well. So yeah, this probably I'll be most of the span on with. And this is done very well too, like the blood on it. I think that's nice the way they did that. And the machete is like rusty looking too, like it's been worn out and stuff, and that's awesome. This really is a nice machete. Then lastly, Jason gets 2 alternate hands. So you have a left and right hand. And these are gripping hands. And this is how they actually look. One of the things I want to touch on too, I think is cool about this, is that Sideshow Collectibles, they actually put like the pegs right here, they actually keep them in the hand. So I think that's kind of cool, because a lot of times these get stuck like in the hand, you know. So I think it's awesome that they actually got them built into the hand, like they do with like a lot of their figures. Okay, there's the Sideshow Collectibles Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees 6-scale figure. I think this is awesome. Now I must admit, the accuracy to it isn't really too perfect, but it is definitely, you can tell it's definitely based on Part 3. It's like it's a mixture of Part 3 and the final chapter, because he's like he has the pants from the final chapter, but like the shirt is from like Part 3. Actually, that was the clothes he wore in both films, you know. And the shirt itself could have been like a lighter green. It's not that dark of a green. I think the mask is accurate. Now I must admit, they should have at least gave us an alternate Jason head sculpt, like without his mask on, or made this where we could actually take the mask off. There's no question that Sideshow Collectibles could have done that. For my opinion, I still think it's a superb figure. They probably actually plan on doing like another one, you know, with an alternate head. Because from what I know, there is like a face actual sculpt under this mask, so you can sell. I mean, you can tell they probably actually plan on doing that, you know. And this is again like the standard version that I have. They had like an exclusive version, which had like the, I think it was called exclusive, couldn't have the collector's one, that came with the actual harpoon gun. Now right there, that actually tells you that it was based on Part 3, because you know Jason had the harpoon gun on Part 3. But I think this is still an awesome Jason Voorhees figure. You know, this is easily one of the best ones I have ever seen. And this is from Sideshow Collectibles. So I would definitely recommend picking this one up because this was released years ago. But Sideshow Collectibles has restocked it now. So I'm glad they did because now I was actually able to actually pick this up. You know what I'm happy and excited about. So yeah, you know, this is based on Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th film series, which I have here on Blu-ray. Where I have the first 8 films on this Blu-ray right here, as you can see. Because it's packed with features and so on. I have seen all the Friday the 13th with Jason films, you know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. So this is the Sideshow Collectibles Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees 6 scale figure. I would definitely recommend this. Please leave a comment and subscribe to it as well.